Welcome to our channel, Learn with Siraj. Hello, this is Siraj. Is done, was done. Today we are learning about active voice or passive voice. That's active voice or passive voice. The active voice is the most common. It's the most common. The active voice expresses the action of a verb, the action of the verb, directly linking it to the person or thing carrying out the action. Example, the police hit the rioter. The police hit the rioter. So this is in the active voice. The thing carrying out the action, subject is police. The thing carrying out the action is police. Hit equals action and verb. Hit is the action. Hit is the verb. Rioter is the object. Rioter is the object. Let's turn to the passive voice. The passive voice. The passive voice. The passive voice changes the focus of the sentence by reordering the elements. Reordering the elements. The subject is acted upon the verb. The subject is acted upon the verb. Let's look at an example. The rioter was hit by the police. That's in the passive. The rioter was the object, now becomes the subject, and it was acted upon the rioter. They were hit by the police. So the hit was a verb. The rioter is the active voice. The rioter is the active voice. This is the object, but in the passive voice, this becomes the subject and is emphasized more. The rioter is emphasized more. So let's look at the verb hit, which is in the passive verb. The passive verb by the police, thing doing the action. So it was the police that was doing the action. So whereas the police was the subject in the active, now it's not. Comparisons of active and passive. Mum cleans my bedroom every day. Mum cleans my bedroom every day. That's in the active voice. My bedroom is cleaned by Mum every day. My bedroom is cleaned by Mum every day. Notice how the word bedroom is now moved to the front of a sentence in the passive voice. It was further down in the active voice, but now is at the closer to the front. And Mum was at the start, but ends up going towards the end of the sentence in the passive voice. So whereas Mum cleans my bedroom every day, my bedroom is cleaned by Mum every day. Thomas ate fish and chips for dinner. That's in the active voice. Thomas ate fish and chips for dinner. Thomas is the person who was eating the fish and chips for dinner. Now, at dinner, notice how dinner was in the active voice at the very end. It's now in the passive voice very near to the front. At dinner, fish and chips were eaten by Thomas. Were eaten by Thomas. Notice in the passive voice, Thomas is now at the very end. But in the active, it was at the front. So Thomas was at the front in the active, and now is at the end in the passive. So, at dinner, fish and chips were eaten by Thomas. My brother washed the dishes. My brother washed the dishes. Notice, brother is at the front. Notice, dishes is at the end in the active voice. The dishes were washed by my brother. The dishes were washed by my brother. So here, what's happening is the word dishes is closer to the front, and the word brother is far at the end of the sentence. So in the passive voice, so the elements are changing, and the action is being is happening on the dishes. Dishes were washed Dad won the swimming competition. Dad won the swimming competition. That's in the active voice. That's in the active voice. The swimming competition was won by Dad. The swimming competition was won by Dad. Notice how the word swimming is now at the front of a sentence, or almost at the front of a sentence. And Dad, which was at the beginning of a sentence in the active voice, is now at the end of the sentence. So the elements are switching. Susan read all the Harry Potter books in one day. Susan read all the Harry Potter books in one day. We're in the active voice. The Harry Potter books were read by Susan in one day. In one day. The Harry Potter books were read by Susan in one day. Can you see what happened to Susan? Can you see how it changed from the beginning to the end? So in the active voice, it was at the start, and in the passive voice, it came closer to the end. Do you notice how the Harry Potter books was closer to the end in the active, but was moved more to the front? It's closer to the front. Dina Tokyo posted a video on YouTube. That's in the active voice. Dina Tokyo posted a video on YouTube. The video was posted on YouTube by Dina Tokyo. The video was posted on YouTube by Dina Tokyo. That's in the passive. My sister emailed the homework to my teacher. My sister emailed the homework to my teacher. Active voice. The homework was emailed to my teacher by my sister. The homework was emailed to my teacher by my sister. That's in the passive voice. Again, sister was at the front in the active voice, but comes at the end in the passive voice. Homework was in the middle, closer to the end, but now was moved from away to the front, closer to the front in the passive voice. Whilst it was closer to the end in the active voice, it now moved towards the front in the passive voice. The teacher teaches the student. The teacher teaches the student. Active voice. The students are taught by the teacher. The students are taught by the teacher. That's in the passive voice.
Why not call us on 01924 50 60 10 or WhatsApp us on 0795 1918 152.